Module 3.1, Ready, Set, Go. The ready of this section is very similar to what we did the week before winter break. You can go back and look at those lessons when we practiced graphing. So each of these are in slope-intercept form. Oh, no, they're not. Some of them are exponential. Anyway, look at each of these and you want to start graphing with the 3 points. So the first one, they give you an action of -2 because it's connected to the x, and they give you a y-intercept of 5. So I'm going to start on my graph. First I need to make some axes. And I need my y-intercept to be on the y-axis. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be my y-intercept. And then to graph this, I need a slope of -2. Sorry. So that means I need to go down 2 and to the right 1. So down 2 to the right 1. Make a point. And then my action happens repeatedly, so I'm going to repeatedly do that. Down 2 over 1. Down 2 over 1. Down 2 over 1. So first it asks you to graph them, which I did, and then name 3 points. Well, we know 0, 5 is the first point because that's my y-intercept. And then we know after that it's going to decrease by 2. So at 1, it's 3, which is this point here. And at 2, it's 1. So we're kind of making a table while listing points. So this one, to help you out, the y-intercept is 4, and the action or slope is to subtract 3. Let's do one of these that's exponential. This one, the y-intercept is 5, because that's the number not touching x, and the action is to multiply by 3. So again, I'm going to start my graph down here this time. And I'm going to start at 5. Ooh, but I have to scale by a different number. Let's see. Maybe I go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. My first point is 5, and then 5 times 3 is 15. 15 times 3 is 45. So those are my points. At 0, it's 5, because that's my y-intercept. At 1, it's 15, because I multiplied by 3. And at 2, it's 45, because I multiplied by 3. So that is the ready. The set gives you several different graphs, and it asks you to match them with the story. So notice this graph is continuous. Maybe I should mark that with a C. This graph is continuous. This number 7 goes up and down at the same amount, like something predictable is happening over and over again in this graph. This one, it's increasing and then steadying out, then increasing and then steadying out, increasing and then steadying out. This one is discrete because it has breaks in it. So this is like something happens and then it drops, and then it stays the same, and then it drops, and then it stays the same, and then it drops. This one is also discrete, and it's happening, it stays the same, and then it increases, stays the same, increases, 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 increase, decrease, increase, increase, and the last one is continuous, and it's decreasing. So you just have to read these stories and figure out which of these stories matches this graph, each graph. 12 and 13 are asking you to compare this graph with this graph. What do they have in common? Those are the similarities. And how are they different? Those are the differences. And same with 13. Compare this graph with this graph. All right. And the go is asking you to solve equations. So this one is saying 3 to the what power equals 81. So how many times do I multiply 3 by itself to get 81? Do I multiply it twice? 3 times 3 is 9, so that won't work. Do I multiply it 3 times? Well, 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27. So you're figuring out what exponent do I need to, what power do I need to raise 3 to get 81? And the linear ones, we're solving equations. First, you want to get x on one side and the plane numbers on the other side, and then you can isolate. So this one I need to get the 5x over here with the 3. So I'm going to subtract 5x from both sides. And that gets me negative 2x plus 7 equals negative 21. And then I need to get the 7 to the right-hand side, and I need to do the opposite. So I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides, and I get negative 2x equals negative 28. And now I can separate the 2 and the x. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2, and I get x equals positive 14.